Hello everyone, this is Stephen Dilworth with Breathe, Pray, Worship. And we are finishing up what has been one of the toughest years for most of us in our lifetime. Recently I was listening to a podcast between Bob Goff and a guy named Mark Batterson. And the discussion was centered around achieving goals and how do you take care and find balance in your life. And one of the things that Mark Batterson said was, as he's looking at trying to make sure that he's healthier for his family, more engaged, is focusing not so much on what he needs to do, but more on what he needs to say no to, right? That the idea of having healthy boundaries actually helps you to be healthier and achieve your goals. So that's the conversation on what I want to get into. A lot of times this time of year, people begin to set resolutions, right? And a resolution is defined as this. It's a firm decision to do or not to do something. So some might say that setting a boundary is saying no to something, so it's still a resolution, and this is just semantics and wordplay, so none of this really matters. But I want to challenge you a little bit. Like, language influences how we think, how we respond to things. It can motivate us. So just kind of bear with me as I play out this idea of setting 2021 boundaries as opposed to 2021 resolutions, right? The idea of what we say no to begins to have a bigger influence. A lot of times, pro athletes, for example, who just really achieve this great success, people are like, what did you do? How did you get there? And there's a lot of that they have to do. They have to train, they have to exercise, all of that. But for so many of them, you'll also hear them say, it wasn't so much just about what I had to do, but it also meant I had to say no to other sports, other passions, healthy eating, exercise, like different things. They had to say no to things in order to create space and focus for them to reach the level of success that they did at their sport. And so that saying no has a huge impact for professional athletes. Some of you may know that I also preach from time to time, and in studying sermon prep and different things, one of the pieces of advice I came across was that the difference between a good sermon and a great sermon often has more to do with what is left out than what is put in. Right? So they whittle and whittle. If you just throw so much information at people, or even in a video, I talk about all these different things, begin to lose the message. And so that good to great, in terms of a sermon or a speech, often has more to do with what you leave out than what you put in. And so maybe if in 2021, we want to have this healthier version of us, maybe we need to focus a little bit more about what we need to leave out instead of what we need to do or put in. And for a lot of us, adding more just seems overwhelming. Like, here's yet one more thing I have to do, right? It's just overwhelming. But what if instead we removed some stuff and we created space? And now I'm talking like mental space, emotional space, as well as just actual physical space. And if we create this space for the healthier version of us to be able to thrive, we give room for sunlight to break through, maybe we could be healthier. And so here's my question. In 2021, what might you not do that would make you healthier? What are some boundaries? What are some things you're going to say no to in order for you to actually have more space to be the healthier version of you that you want to be? 2021 boundaries. Let's hear them. I'd love to hear from you guys, so comment, chat. I'd love to reach out and talk through them. If you're interested in some of mine, you can ask. I'm kind of working through that list right now of some things I'm going to try to say no to. Specifically, just a tidbit. Jim Quick, who does a lot of learn faster, read faster, train your brain type stuff, they often talk about not picking up your phone for the first hour in the day, that your brain's actually more creative in those first moments, but we pick up the phone and we see notifications and what we get distracted. And his argument that is, if you win the morning, you win the day, and if you want to be healthy, then you need to win the day. And so I'm toying with that idea of no phone for the first hour and the last hour of my day. I don't know if I can do that. And I really want to have a real healthy approach. So I would love to enter into a conversation with you guys about that. Share this video too with somebody else. Have this conversation with some of your friends, coworkers, mentors. But let's figure out how to be healthy regardless of what 2021 throws at us. Let's figure out how to be the healthiest version of ourselves in this year to come. Thank you, guys.